Hey, if you follow me at all on social media, you probably know that this week has been about slowing down for me. I have had that as my theme of the week, slowing down, mindfulness, being present, not rushing through your life and your day. Interestingly enough, that has also been my lesson of the week. That tends to happen to me, that if I focus on something, that is what shows up for the whole week. Earlier in the week, for example, I was driving about 40 miles an hour down a major intersection or through a major intersection on a major thoroughfare in Los Angeles. It was getting dark, it wasn't really busy, and as I got close to the intersection, I noticed that there was somebody slowly crossing and they were right in front of me. I only had a few minutes to get my wits about me. It wasn't expected. They were going against a red light, probably under the influence, but I had to do something and I had to think about it quickly. My first reaction was to slam on the brakes, but I knew instinctively that if I did that, I may not make it. I was too close, so it might not work. I also thought maybe that I could swerve around, but what I was a little afraid of was that that would make my car swerve out of control, and that could be dangerous as well. What I ended up doing was taking a quick breath, thinking about it for a minute, and doing a little bit of both. I slowed down just a little bit and then turned to the left. Luckily, I was able to get control of things, move around the person, everything was okay. Scared me, but everything worked out all right. I've been thinking since then about how similar that is to what I've been talking about this week, to what I've been posting in my social media. That sometimes we get so into the flow of life, we start going fairly quickly, especially with me if I'm telling my story to myself, I'm angry at somebody or somebody has done me wrong, I can really just push forward, forge ahead, maybe even a little too quickly until I realize that there's a danger in my way or that I don't want to be thinking that way or that if I continue this way, then I'm not going to get what I want out of life. My initial reaction sometimes is just to stop, slow down, but I can't just go right into meditation. I can't stop my car, stop a meeting, and get out of there. At the same time, some people have told me this week to think about the opposite, to think about the good things. And that's a really good plan, a really good idea. However, when I'm going so quickly, to me, that's like the plan that I have of swerving the car. That there's something in me that when I try to do that, it just knocks me off balance. And there's also a little BS detector inside of me that says, really, you're going to tell me that life is beautiful and everything is great and you're having a wonderful day when this happened and this happened and this happened? So what I've found is that if I can take a moment, as I did in that car, to just take a quick breath, to realize what's going on, and to just take a moment to accept it and know that I have the capacity to make a slow, steady shift in another direction, that I'm more likely to move on a better path and get out of danger's way. My thought really is that the lesson in this is to be mindful, to be present in the moment, to be aware of what's going on around me, and to make my shifts gradually, especially when I'm really in the midst of the craziness that I might get involved in or the speed with which I hurtle through life. I've had several other instances this week to just stop, assess, see what's really important, to accept myself right where I'm at, and then take small steps or take small turns in a different direction. And so that's a thing that I want to share, an idea that I want to share with all of you, is to, in the moment when you realize you're hurtling through life, or you might be going a little too fast, or that something is just coming in your way faster than you anticipated, to take that moment, to take a breath, to not feel like you got to just stop everything right now, slam on the brakes. At the same time, it's not necessary to try to force yourself to go in the other direction really quickly, but to do a bit of both, to slow down just a little bit and to take steps or steer the wheel gently in another direction, maybe not exactly the opposite, but in a new direction, so that you're not plowing straight ahead into those usual troubles in your life.